Hey guys, this is Eric with The Music Coaches and themusiccoaches.com. You can catch all of our blogs and blog posts there, and sometimes we even upload these videos there, so you may be watching this on themusiccoaches.com, but this will mainly be on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Many of you know that I've worked in the Christian music industry since 1996, and I've seen a lot of things that are good about our industry, and I've seen things that are not so good. Our industry is filled with many, many good people with sincere, righteous motivations, just like a lot of industries that have a faith-based component. The challenge that we all face as an industry is how do we make Christian music for the right reasons and avoid the wrong ones. So in this first part of a series of vlogs on the Christian music industry, I want to talk about some of the most common wrong reasons people have for entering the Christian music industry. You know, there are people in the Christian music industry that are miserable, that are making Christian music that are miserable right now. And you know why? Because they aren't supposed to be in it. Maybe it's because they're called to make some other form of music, or they simply just may not be ready or able or even called to be in Christian music in any way. If this is you, just spare everyone, mainly yourself, a lot of heartache and striving, please. So with that in mind, here are 6 wrong reasons for being in Christian music. All right? And I'll probably break this up into 2 vlog posts, just so it's not too long. Reason number 1, wrong reason number 1 for being in Christian music. You've always been creative, musically talented, you love God, so naturally, you should make Christian music. Well, let me just break the ice here and say that if you want to be as creative as you can be without limitations, Christian music isn't for you. The Christian music industry, no matter the subgenre, whether it be rock, AC, worship, black gospel, it's set up to encourage people that are already believers or for evangelical purposes, to minister to the lost, bring hope to the hopeless, which are very important reasons for existing. But if you want to make music and minister a message with your lyrics and with your words, if you want to do that full time, and you want to do it so that it speaks to those 2 important needs, which are, again, ministering to hope to people that are already Christians in churches, or ministering to the lost, and that's your main purpose, then you're on the right road to doing Christian music. Our industry is set up to serve those 2 main needs, whether it be Christian radio, touring, festivals, retail, sales, TV, or online outlets. We're set up really to meet those 2 needs as an industry. And if that doesn't excite you or might make you feel limited to only writing and singing about God or for God, then Christian music just might not be for you. If you think you'd be better served being a Christian and making God-honoring music for a mainstream audience, well, there are much fewer limitations or boundaries to your creativity. And don't waste your time in Christian music. So you shouldn't feel guilty or less of a Christian for making music for a mass audience. God still loves you. He gifted you that way. He gave you that gift. So you more than likely will gain more respect and a more solid fan base if you pursue what God has really called you to do, rather than doing anything with a motivation to please others or to please some sort of spiritual guilt or shame that someone else has put on you for not doing Christian music. Don't give in to that. So here's wrong reason number 2 for being in Christian music. You grew up in church singing Christian music all your life, and you want to make your parents proud. Well, I've seen young, talented people who grew up in church all their lives that started to make a career out of singing Christian and gospel music, but 5 years later, they're miserable because they were never really called to it. A very sincere motivation, true, but you may be young and you've impressed your church members, your parents, your family, your friends with your musical abilities, maybe leading worship or performing special music or singing in the choir growing up. Well, people in church or friends and family might have really sincere motivations, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily for you. You should be mature enough to be able to decide for yourself if you're ready and are called, truly called, to doing this. Our industry gets this wrong all the time. This is a typical scenario. Well-meaning parents bring their teenagers to Nashville to take meetings with industry people or perform at the Gospel Music Association's Immerse event, for instance. Those are all really good things, but if you don't know for sure what kind of music you want to make, and you're doing it because your parents are strongly encouraging you to do it, or friends are, yet you feel some kind of pressure, a sense of pressure or obligation to please them, you're not going to be happy in the end. It's okay to say no to it right now. Wait until you're ready spiritually and emotionally to handle life on the road singing for God. A side note, I've seen marriages fall apart because of disagreements and stress about a child's career path. And so a word of caution to parents, are you willing to sacrifice anything for your kid's career these days? Even your own marriage, even your family? Just make sure that your marriage and family is ready to handle the added stress of a career for your child. I can recommend people for you to talk with, parents of Christian artists whose marriages became second priority to their kids' success. And you just don't want that for your life or for your family. So make sure that you're mature and ready as parents as well as kids to make a decision like that. Okay, last wrong reason for this video, and then we'll have part 2 of this post in the next video, is reason number 3. Christian music will make you famous. Okay, I know that sounds funny, but let's be real. Most people that make a living doing Christian music aren't famous. They may be famous to a very small group of people, and that's really what Christian music is. It's a small niche within the greater music industry. Yes, okay, like I've said, these artists have gotten a certain bit of fame, but it's usually been a result of recording a song or music that crossed over and had more mass appeal. People that I think of in our industry that have crossed over, so to speak, are Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, Sixpence None the Richer, Switchfoot. These are some of the main artists that have crossed over, that have had enough name recognition with the masses today. And I know a lot more of them that maybe have started in mainstream but had some success reaching Christians with their songs. So 99% of the other artists making a living in Christian music do it because, mainly, first and foremost, because they love God and they love people. They do it to serve God and to serve others. And you know what? If you want to be in Christian music, that's got to be your main motivation. It's really hard to work, and it's really hard work, and you face the same amount of rejection as anyone else. Someone that comes to mind is a new artist that came out in 2001, 2002. Her name was Katie Hudson. She had a Christian album, but it just really went nowhere. But she didn't actually become famous until she released her second album and started doing mainstream music, and she changed her name to Katy Perry. So that's the end of part 1. You can view part 2 right here on the YouTube channel or on the musiccoaches.com.